Om, Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering my humble pranams at Bhagwan's divine lotus feet. Respected guest speaker of the day, Shri Girish Atre sir, elders and my dear brothers and sisters. A loving Sai Ram to one and all. Welcome you all to yet another session of Samarpan for the month of July, organized at Sundaram. These Samarpan sessions happen on every third Sunday of the month, where we invite different speakers who come here and share their beautiful experiences with our Bhagwan. Once Krishna and Arjuna were walking in the forest. Then Krishna tells Arjuna, Arjuna, look up there. There is a peacock. Arjuna doesn't even look up the sky, and he tells, yes, Krishna, it's a beautiful peacock. Then after a while, Krishna tells Arjuna, I think it is not a peacock, it's a pigeon. And then again Arjuna tells, okay Krishna, it's a good pigeon. Then after a while, Krishna tells, no, I think it's not a pigeon, it's an eagle. And then again Arjuna confirms to whatever Krishna tells. And then Krishna gets wild. He tells Arjuna, you have your own pair of eyes, right? And you have your own intellect. Why are you not looking up the sky and confirming? Then it's a beautiful answer given by Arjuna. Arjuna tells, yes, Krishna, I do have my eyes and intellect, but I trust your eyes and your intellect more than mine. Swami has told this story, this incident many times in many interviews and also in discourses. And Swami tells that you all should be like Krishna or Arjuna and have faith on whatever the Lord tells. So when we hear this story, we think it's so easy, right? I will be like Arjuna. Whatever Swami tells, I'll believe. But it's not that easy. Once in a Tri session, Swami started narrating this story. Swami started telling that Krishna and Arjuna are walking. And all boys thought, okay, the same story Swami is going to tell now. When Swami started, first Swami said, Krishna told there is a peacock. And okay, fine, we'll again other same story will continue. Then Swami said, then Krishna told there's a donkey flying up there. When donkey came, all boys got shocked. How come donkey came? This is out of syllabus. Donkey is not supposed to come here. Some other bird only should come. Then all boys were looking at Swami. Then Swami is as if he's continuing the story as if there is no mistake in it. Then Swami tells, then Krishna told there's a tiger flying, there's a lion flying, and all boys were like, Swami, I think Swami forgot the story. How a donkey or how a lion can fly? Swami completed the story and Swami retired. But there you see, again, all the boys who heard the story, who all thought it is so easy to be like Arjuna, it's not that easy. They all failed there. Because when Swami is telling lion will fly, it will fly. You need not use your intellect that why a lion, how can lion fly? So having faith on Swami's words is not going to come that easy. We need to spend time hearing him, listening to him and getting tuned to him. Then only we will be able to have the complete 100% faith on his words. So these Samarpan sessions help us bring closer to Swami, and the next 1 hour when we hear about Swami and his experiences, it will help us take that one step closer to Swami and have that faith on Swami. So today we have the guest speaker, Sri Girish Atre sir. Before we give the stage to him, I would like to introduce him to all of you. Sri Girish Atre sir came to Bhagwan for the first time in 1971. Swami performed his Upanayanam in 1975 in the interview room, and then he was blessed to join the Satya Sai College in Puttaparthi as the first batch. He was also the first college student who was permitted by Bhagwan to sing in Prashanti Nilayam Bhajan group. Bhajans like Nanda Nandana Hari Govinda Gopala and Hey Anatha Natha Sai, the famous bhajans, were written and composed by him. From 1998 to 2012, Sir had created musical content for all the dramas presented as part of the Ashadi Ekadasi celebration in Prashanti Nilayam. Sir has his passion for his music. He continues to put his effort to make the audience understand the science behind Swami's teachings through musical presentation. Let us all welcome Girish Atre sir on stage. Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram. offering my most humble salutations at our divine Lord's lotus feet. I wish to begin this presentation. I had something else to begin with, but as I bowed down, I looked at the chair. It is quite similar to the Puttaparthi Mandir chair. And I was reminded of one instance which I thought I would start with that incident. We, as students, we all have experienced Swami's proximity and Swami's silence also. At quite a few times, Swami used to get angry with students, and then he used to just be silent. He used to never talk with us for 8 days, 10 days, 15 days, and there used to be a hue and cry of all Daya Karo and Krupa Karo bhajans. And then sometime after 15 days, 7 days, Swami used to break that silence. This happened with me at individual level also, 2-3 times. And during the second year of my graduation, that is in 1983 or sometime, Swami just stopped talking with me. And I was wondering what is happening. I didn't know what went wrong. And at least, when it was a group of students, at least there used to be some incident which we would come to know that Swami is not happy with this performance of students, and Swami is not happy with this instance of student. But at individual level, I was wondering as to what is happening, why Swami is not talking well. Swami is not looking at me. I'm singing bhajans. At singing bhajans also, he is not looking at me. And but the silence broke by itself. I never knew what was wrong, and I never knew how it got corrected. But that is an incident to remember. So one day again, Mandir bhajan singing, I was singing. It was never that Swami sent a message that he should not sing and all that. Nothing of that said. He never sent the message this way or that way. It was all going on, at our level it was going on, all normal things. But he was not looking, he was not talking, nothing. Even while singing bhajans, he never used to look at me in those days. And then one day, while the bhajans were going on, and Swami was yet to come in the mandir. And that time, these flowers which we keep, one of the flower fell down. When it fell down, Swami was not there. Usually one of our singers used to take that flower and put it back again. So I just got up, I lifted the flower and put it back. While I was doing that, Swami came inside. And then I was scared, now what is going to happen? Swami saw me. See, Mandir, you are sitting in the front line, you are getting up in front of the whole audience, you are getting up, lifting that flower and you are putting it on the hand chair. And Swami comes inside and Swami sees that, what you are doing. Swami coolly came, I came in, I was shivering. Swami sat down and then with his hand again he threw that flower down. And then he smiled at me. And there the silence broke. The next day he came and talked to me. Then again he talked about some musical bhajan cassettes I had given to Rupak ji, Rupak Chankakoti. He mentioned about that also. All that, everything, it started on a normal plane, normal level. But this is how at the practical level, this is an experience at the human level, I would say. Human level, we are all used to these type of, silences and breaking the silence, quarreling, silencing, breaking. We are all used to these type of instances with our wives, with our husbands, or with our friends. But so this is the way Swami behaves. So it's no wonder why all the gopis used to call him Sakha. So in the role of Sakha, in the role of parents, all are these his practical experiences which teach you a lot. On the other side, there are divine miracles, as Swami often calls, miracles are my visiting cards. I am reminded of a story of two doctors. Two doctors, one of them was an atheist, non-believer of God. Other one was a theist, staunch believer of God. Both of them visiting a cancer hospital and the cancer patients. And the atheist doctor tells the theist doctor कि either God does not exist, either God does not exist, and even if he exists, he has no power to cure these cancer patients. Either he does not exist, and even if he exists, he has no power. Otherwise, he would have cured these cancer patients. Na? So, what do you have to say? The theist doctor says, ki, yes, what you say is right from your perspective because you have not witnessed nor experienced a proof of divinity. See, this is a very important concept, especially in today's times when Swami is physically not there. In this context, if we look at ourselves, we should remind ourselves of how fortunate we are. Because the proof of divinity is very important. Though Swami calls his miracles as visiting cards, they are important to bring you towards God. See, once you are with God, once you establish your faith in God, once your faith belief system is in place, life is easy for you. I mean, not easy, but there is a direction to your life. If you have not experienced or witnessed the proof of divinity, you're all the time confused. So there are three types of people in the world if we analyze. Those who have witnessed and experienced the proof of divinity, so they have their belief system in God in place. Those who have not experienced and witnessed the proof of divinity, some of them believe in God, some of them don't believe. They are confused lots. Those who have not established, experienced, and witnessed the proof of divinity are all confused lots. All their life, if you see, whatever acts they are performing, if you go down their psychology, you will see utter confusion behind every act of theirs. Utter confusion. And that confusion will lead to all sorts of problems. Health problems, relation problems, finance problems, and whatnot. Outwardly, they might be seeing all calm and quiet, but inwardly, there'll be a storm inside, and utter confusion will be leading their life to disaster. So this proof of divinity, what Swami calls visiting cards, is of utmost importance. And looking at our own lives, looking at ourselves from that perspective, we must remind ourselves of how fortunate we are to have witnessed Swami's miracles and inculcated that proof of divinity within ourselves. So our belief system has become so strong. So life, any problem in our life, we are not shattered. We are not shaken. We can face the problems we are going to have. It's not that you come into Swami's fold, life is going to be a cakewalk. Not at all. Swami himself has given an example. Swami says, when I perform miracle, what I do, Swami says, I don't solve your problems. Imagine you have 500 rupees with you in the form of 1 rupee coins. Imagine you have 500 1 rupee coins with you. Imagine you have put all those coins in your pocket. How heavy and uncomfortable you will feel with 500 coins in your pocket. Swami says, imagine you are coming to me with 500 coins in your pocket. What I do is I take all the coins, I put a 500 rupee note in your pocket. You feel very light. But your problems are not resolved. Imagine those 500 rupees as your problems. The problem is not resolved, you feel lighter. I give you that miraculous change to look at life with a platform of belief. When you look at life with a platform of belief in Swami, belief in God, you can face any problem. You face this storm-like problem as a light problem. You feel very light. Swami himself has given this example. So we must understand our blessings, our fortune of being with Swami, and what kind of empowerment we have got to face life. And it was in this in this context that I wanted to start this session, because we were also drawn to Swami by miracle. My father was a lawyer, and he was a leading practitioner in Solapur, and he was a staunch RSS worker also. So he had gone for an RSS workshop to Pandharpur. He had gone for a RSS workshop to Pandharpur on a scooter. And while coming back, he met with an accident, a very serious accident. And he was lying on the road, multiple fractures and whatnot, too many complications. And from behind, his colleagues were coming in a car. So fortunately, they picked him up and then shifted him to the hospital, and these treatments and all started. But the complications were so much that his number 5 and 6 vertebra had to be removed. Then a metal strip had to be inserted. Again, here some vertebrae were broken. Then kidney stone, so many other problems. Then his kneecap was injured. And the kneecap was injured in such a way that if you put one foot like this, it used to slip down. Then someone had to put him back, put that kneecap back, then again you put the next step. And this way, he was not able to practice in the court also, but the judges were so generous that even the third floor court judges used to come down to ground floor and take his hearing. So this way, the life was going on. And one of the clients who came to my father in 1970 or so, he was a Swami devotee. And he said, sir, let's try once, let's go for Swami's darshan. So my father said, how can I even to walk to the court, I'm having so much of trouble. So how do you think I can travel to Puttaparthi or Dharmakshetra? He said, no, sir, we will make all arrangements. We'll arrange a wheelchair, everything, but at least have one darshan of Swami. So that client went out of his way and arranged everything. My father went to Puttaparthi, he had darshans. 2-3 times he went, had darshan. And then once that client insisted that we go to Dharmakshetra. So Dharmakshetra, if you are aware, there is a steep slope to go inside. So my father said, no, this is impossible. I will be sitting on the roadside only. You all go inside, have darshan and come. And on that day, Swami came from Dharmakshetra. He straightway came to the road. He crossed the road and he took my father's pant up, creative vibhuti, put on his kneecap, and my father started walking. Then he took him to the interview room and told all his life story. And after telling all the life story, of course, that was just, say, probably 20% of cure. If you look at all, if you consider all the problems which my father had, that could be 20% cure, but that was a major relief. At least he could walk without any trouble. And then, seeing that miracle, my father instantly asked Swami, Swami, यहाँ भी pain है, यहाँ भी problem है. So Swami said, देखो, cure क्या 1 minute में कर सकता है. I can cure you in 1 minute. लेकिन ये सब अगले जन्म में भी भुगतना पड़ेगा. You will have to experience this in the next birth also. So why don't you finish this off in this birth? So see, look at the dimension of the experience. See, Swami has administered his miraculous power. He has exhibited his miraculous power. At the same time, he says, no, I will not cure you 100%. So, recently, I have been studying the spiritual scriptures and the spiritual theory of Vedanta and Upanishads. So, if you look at the theory, what the theory says is that all the acts of God, they include 5 acts. One is the creation, one is the maintenance, one is the destruction. Apart from these three acts, there are two more acts. The fourth one is the justice, and fifth one is the grace. Justice is all whatever your past karmas are there, they are all treated as per their goodness or badness. But grace supersedes that. So if God wants to shower His grace, then He goes beyond justice and showers His grace. So Swami does all this. He showers His grace also, but not fully. Why? Because as per the spiritual theory, we are almost all jivas are ignorant. By default, we are all ignorant. It's only if we come into Swami's fold or some guru's fold, or if we study the scriptures, we get the knowledge of how to behave or what is the purpose of life, etc. But by default, all jivas are ignorant. And out of that ignorance, if you look at any non-devotee, for example, whatever he is doing in his life, he is doing out of his own ignorance. If he is pursuing a career in sports or in music, whatever, if there is no platform of God, if there is no platform of belief in God, then all his pursuing his career and business and whatever it is all limited to the material life. He is doing what he thinks he should do. But as per the spiritual theory, God has a purpose for us. God has a purpose. God has in mind a purpose for us of which we are ignorant. We are ignorant in the sense we do not know what God wants us to do. And when God showers His grace on you, it is actually for the purpose that we should perform ourselves or we should serve His purpose. It is to serve His purpose that He showers grace on you. And this way, if we look at this incident of my father, I could see that after 71, say this happened in some 72 or so, after 72, my father established a samiti in Solapur. He established a bhajan unit in Solapur. That samiti grew up, and now Solapur has a separate center sponsored by some devotee, maintained by some other devotees. So it's a full-fledged center of 4,000 square feet built up construction with hall like this, with 2 rooms, with another hall for prayers and pujas and everything. So all this development, I look at it as, my father serving for implementing what Swami had in mind. So if you align yourself to God's purpose, God definitely showers His grace, but to that extent. So there are these 2 dimensions to His miracle. One is justice, one is grace. And why grace? So that you do what He wants you to do. This is one lesson which I have taken for myself from this miracle of Swami. Then everything started. Every year my father, brother, they used to come to Puttaparthi. We all used to come to Puttaparthi. Every year Swami used to give us 2-3 interviews. 1973 Gokulashtami, Swami called my father and brother inside, and that 73 Gokulashtami was special because after this miracle and after this kind of association with Swami, my father being a lawyer, he was still entertaining some doubts in his mind. No doubt he had complete belief in Swami, but the doubt which he was entertaining was Swami was proclaiming that he is an avatar of Shirdi Sai Baba. So my father was always wondering whether this is true or not, whether in reality Swami is really an avatar of Shirdi Sai or not. And with this doubt, Swami had called him for an interview the day prior to Gokulashtami. And then he talked lot many things and said, okay, tomorrow also I'll call you. And then he called the next day also. And on the next day, he before creating that also, he just took his gown to this level, in a way to show that, see, I have not hidden anything here. And then he just shook his hand like this, and there was this much big gold frame. I can show you this. I don't know whether we can see it here. This is the gold frame. So this he created, and then told my father, कि see, इसमें शिरडी साई भी है, भरती साई भी है, दोनों को वर्शिप करो. You start worshipping both. So this is, a glimpse of his omnipresence, omniscience, and the fact that he knew everything what is going on in your mind. And we are still worshipping that frame. So many devotees come to our house, take darshan, they go. But, these kinds of experiences, they have strengthened our belief system. In fact, not strengthened, they have completely established it to the core. Yes, God exists. That's an answer to that atheist doctor. But poor doctor, that both of the doctors, they were bereft of the proofs of divinity. And we are so fortunate to have witnessed, to have experienced the proofs of divinity, which have established and strengthened our belief system to the core. And this continued. Every year we started going. In 1975, my father thought of my thread ceremony. And then all of us, we were 16 of us, our family members and close relatives, and we said, we'll take a chance. We'll go to Puttaparthi. If Swami allows us, Swami calls us for an interview, we'll request Swami to perform the thread ceremony. And if not, then we'll go to the temple, and in the temple, we'll perform the thread ceremony. So we all went. Then Swami called my grandmother at that time for interview. So along with my grandmother, my mother went. And my mother asked Swami, बेटे का thread ceremony करना है. हाँ, कल 9 बजे आके बैठ जाओ इधर. Then he instructed those volunteers also कि tomorrow 9 o'clock they will come and sit. We came and sat for the thread ceremony. Along with that, there was one devotee from Maharashtra who was working in the administration at Puttaparthi. So he used to guide us, help us whenever we went to Puttaparthi. Even if there was some accommodation problem, he used to help us get the accommodation. So he requested my father, कि along with you, I will also sit. So we didn't know the rules and regulation. We said, okay, you also sit. And Swami came from darshan. Immediately he pointed out, you get up and go, he said. So, see, such a contrast in Swami's behavior. One side you have his love and miracles. Other side you see his discipline is so strong and so to the point. At such times, he is not that Swami. He is a different Swami. Then he called us inside. He created that thread for me. Then he initiated me with the Gayatri mantra. My uncle came for the first time. He was doctor. And while addressing everyone, he addressed him as a doctor. Swami addressed him as a doctor. So all such glimpses of his divinity, so many of them we have been witnessing and experiencing. And after that, 1979, I finished my 10th standard. And every year, till then, every year we used to come, we used to have 1 or 2 interviews, and we used to go back happily. 1979 we came after my 10th standard exams got over, and 4 days passed, 5 days passed, 6 days passed. Swami just didn't look at any of us. Me, my brother, my mother, my father. And then we decided, okay, now tomorrow morning, let us leave. Now 6 days over, how long we can stretch. And evening we started packing, While we started packing and all of us burst out crying. And then again we decided, okay, we'll take one chance tomorrow morning. Then the next day morning, somehow me and my brother got first line. Swami came and Swami told my brother, take him to Vrindavan. So, okay, my brother said okay. And my brother, incidentally, he was blessed to attend 5 summer courses from 1972 to 1977. Actually, by rule, it was only one summer course was allowed to any candidate. But after first summer course, Swami used to call him for every summer course. So when Swami told him, you take him to Vrindavan, so then we made 2 groups. My father and mother came back to Sholapur. Me and my brother went to Vrindavan. And we met the principal. The principal said the admissions are over long back. How come Swami sent you here? Then we met the warden, the other, Mr. Sudarshan was there. And everybody said, no, the admissions are over. How come Swami asked you to come to Vrindavan? We can't understand. So we said, no, Swami said, you go to Vrindavan. We came. So they said, no, we can't do anything. Admissions are over. College has started. We came back to Puttaparthi the next day. Swami came walking and asked, what happened? I said, no, Swami, admissions are over in Vrindavan. So Swami said, okay. What is your percentage? And I said, no, Swami, the results are not out yet. 10%. Oh, फिर कैसा admission दे सकता है? तो स्वामी सेड अभी क्या करो, अभी घर जाओ, एग्जाम का रिजल्ट्स होने के बाद आ जाओ. He still saying कि you come back after you get your marks. So okay, we said okay. Then after 15 days the results came. We came with the marks to Puttaparthi, and then Swami sent a message through Mr. Sudarshan. Sudarshan was earlier a professor of physics in Vrindavan. And then he had joined Puttaparthi, but we did not know that Puttaparthi college is starting that year. We did not know. But Professor Sudarshan came and he told my brother, Swami has asked him to join Puttaparthi college. This is the first year the Puttaparthi college is starting, and Swami wants him to join the Puttaparthi college. And of course, we were all happy. Beyond our imagination, and the college started. And before the college started, Swami went to Vrindavan. So we were all going to college, coming back. Then we were participating in the bhajans, and I was feeling a little bit of bored. Because there's only academic activity and then bhajans, attending the bhajans and nothing else. And Swami had sent 20 senior students from Vrindavan, those who had completed 11th and 12th in Vrindavan. Swami had sent 20 from there, 20 of those Vrindavan boys to join the first year graduation in Puttaparthi. We joined 11th standard, they joined the first year graduation. And Swami had sent them to guide us for overall, to the discipline of the college, discipline of Swami's organization. They used to guide us for all that. And 4 of them were on the room duty of Swami. One of them was from Assam, a person by name Deka. And he used to play guitar. But till Swami came from Vrindavan, we had a lot of free time. And I asked Deka, if you play guitar, will you teach me guitar? He said, okay, I'll teach you guitar, but I don't have the guitar right now. The guitar is in Vrindavan. Once in Diwali or sometime I go to Vrindavan, I'll bring that guitar, then I can teach you. In the meanwhile, Swami sent a message from Vrindavan that myself and then one Mr. Samir was there, we should start singing in the mandir. So that's how from the Puttaparthi college, I was the first student to perform the first bhajan in Prashanti Mandir. And after that, when Swami came, that is also an experience. You know, there are some experiences which from the third person's point of view, if you look at, they will appear as normal instances, but they hold, for your personal value, they hold a lot of value for you. You know, Swami used to come in the mandir sometime for the third or fourth bhajan. So, while singing bhajans also, everybody would prefer singing the fifth bhajan, you know, fifth and seventh bhajan. And the first and third bhajan always, you know, it was obvious that Swami would most probably will not be there. And the day when Swami arrived at Puttaparthi, and the first bhajan session he was going to attend, and we were making the sequence, who should sing the first, and the teacher, the professor who was finalizing the sequence, he said, Girish, you sing the third one. So I was a bit disappointed. I wanted the fifth one, because more chances of Swami coming for your bhajan. So when he said, Girish, you sing the third bhajan, I said, okay, fine. I mean, there was no option than to say yes. So I said, okay. And the sequence was made. I started singing the bhajan and Swami came inside. So this, you know, from 1979, this has made a place in my mind. Even today or any time, if I am asked to share my experiences, this comes as the first experience. Because this is so dear, near and dear to me. This holds that value that Swami knows your feelings and Swami responds to you. You know, that is the kind of experience Swami gives you. So, Swami came inside, Swami enjoyed that bhajan. And then later on, you know, bhajans kept going on. We were singing, Swami was coming, Swami was liking, Swami was guiding us. Even when Swami came to the hostel also, Swami used to ask the singers, you sing this bhajan, you sing that bhajan. You know, all that we enjoyed. And that was a phase of total enjoyment, I would say, you know. In life, whether with Swami physically or without physical Swami, all the ups and downs keep going on. Everyone has to go through those ups and downs. Even with Swami, you have to go through those ups and downs, like I narrated the first instance. And 1980 was the World Conference year. Every 5 years, Prashanti Nilayam used to host a World Conference. And all the students were given different duties. And me and another boy, we were given the bakery duty. Night time, whole night we have to spend in the bakery, making all those doughs and then putting that dough into the oven, taking out the breads, packing them, and then making them ready for sale at 6 o'clock in the morning. So whole night we had been given the bakery duty. Now I can relate to it, that now I am manufacturing biscuits for Parle. So what used to happen is, after the night duty, we were given some concession for attending colleges. So we used to come back, sleep at 6 o'clock, then get up at 10 o'clock, and then relax a bit. If we felt like, we used to attend the afternoon session, otherwise directly go for evening bhajans. So it was going on in a quite relaxed manner. And that time, somehow I felt that let us try and compose a bhajan and present it before Swami. At that time, you know, it was very easy and quite a relaxed atmosphere. And there was no need of taking permission, that I am singing a new bhajan and all that. So I composed that bhajan, Nanda Nandana Hari Govinda Gopala. And during November second week, just before Akhand Bhajan, the week, second Saturday and Sunday is Akhand Bhajan, just 3-4 days before that, I thought, okay, today evening let me at least sing that bhajan. And 4 or 5 other singers, I introduced them this bhajan so that they could follow. And I started singing. Swami was in the interview room. Swami didn't come out. So I didn't know how whether Swami has liked it or not. But that night, warden came to the hostel and warden said, Arey, Swami has listened to your new bhajan and Swami has liked that bhajan. Swami said he is singing very well and it's a very good bhajan, very sweet bhajan. So Swami has liked this bhajan and that's why he has sent this message. So this is another experience. See, I just felt like composing, presenting, and I actually did not expect anything, whether he would listen, he would like it. I just wanted to present it. I presented it. Swami liked it. And later on, by Swami's grace, this bhajan became quite popular. And then came the graduation part. And graduation part, this instance which I told, this actually shook me. You know, Swami being silent with you, Swami not looking at you, all this I had never experienced before. And I was totally shaken, I was totally restless, and I could not show anything outside. But the way it was broken also, you know, was totally unimaginable. I had never expected, in fact, I had expected the situation to go worse after that flower incident. And then came a time, Diwali vacations, our first semester exams were getting over, and Swami, before bhajans, he came, walked into the mandir. Before bhajans started, he came, interviews were over, and he walked into the mandir and he asked the music boys. That was the first convocation was to take place. First convocation of Satya Sai University, 1983. And Swami asked, how many of you are going home after the first semester? So we knew what Swami expects. None of us raised our hands. And then Swami said, okay, then come inside. He called all of us inside the interview room. And he said, our 22nd November first convocation. And first convocation, we have to perform. And you all have to perform and you all have to practice rigorously. So if you are not going home, you all come with me to Vrindavan. And then we were more than happy. Swami took us to Vrindavan. We stayed all the Diwali vacations, we stayed in Vrindavan. And every day, Swami used to spend 1 hour with us. 1 hour he used to listen to each song, and every day he used to correct the singers. This pronunciation is not right, this variation is not right. And then I was given the job of keyboard, playing the synthesizer. And that was an old model, synthesizer, old model. And what happened is one day practice session, it just stopped playing and started giving some squeaky sounds, some strange sounds. So I just stopped playing. Immediately the next moment, Swami looked at me, he said, Kya hua? I said, Swami, this keyboard is not, there is some problem in it, so I am not playing that. Swami said, okay. Within next 2 days, he bought a new keyboard for us and gave it for practice. At that time, we inquired the price, it was 45,000. So, this is the physical experience of Swami, like in the role of your friend, in the role of your father, in the role of your mother. Another incident I forgot to mention was the guitar incident when I told, when the first year I asked that Deka, will you teach me guitar? He was ready to teach, but his guitar was in Vrindavan. And when Swami came to Puttaparthi, and the first bhajan instance when I told you, the next day, Swami came for darshan. Then I got up and asked Swami, I want to go to my home. Swami said, why? No, I said, Swami, I have told my father to purchase a guitar for me. And this Deka is ready to teach me. I want to learn guitar. So my father has purchased a guitar, so I'll just go and bring that guitar. So, see, you can expect a simple reply. Swami will say either yes or no. And I was expecting that only. And I was not at all worried if Swami says no, what, and all, nothing. I said, okay, let us ask Swami. If Swami says okay, fine. Swami says no, then also fine. But you know what Swami said? Are Solapur means for going you will take 2 days, for coming back you will take 2 days. And once you go to your mother and father, you will feel like staying for 2 days. So overall, 1 week you will spend. And see now our new college, every Monday we have kept unit tests. So you will miss the study, you will miss the test also. So I was wondering why Swami is trying to explain all this, you know. He can just say, Are, you go or you don't go, fine, I am fine with it. Na? But see his love for it, you know, his love for the student, you know, he's trying to explain the whole thing and he doesn't want you to miss the studies, he doesn't want you to miss the unit test. So I said, okay, Swami, fine, I won't go. Okay, so for me, that instance was over at that time. But for Swami, it was not over. On that day evening, after bhajans, when Swami went inside, Swami booked a call to Vrindavan. And if you all have heard of Rupak Chankakoti, who always used to be with Swami, Rupak was in Vrindavan. Swami told him ki in Vrindavan, you search for that Deka's room, and in that Deka's room, there is a guitar there, and Rupak was supposed to come within 2-3 days to Puttaparthi. So he asked Rupak to bring that guitar. So Rupak brought that guitar, Swami gave that guitar to me, he said, now okay, you start your learning. And then, when my mother and father eventually came in the month of September, they brought the guitar, then I got it blessed from Swami. And when they got the guitar, at that time, you know, that Deka tells me, see, Girish, now you have got your guitar, na? Now you ask Swami ki what to do with this guitar. It was his guitar, na? But Swami had given it to me. So after my guitar came, he told me, ki, okay, you ask Swami what to do with this guitar. So Swami blessed my guitar, and then I asked Swami, wo Deka ka guitar, हाँ वो Deke को दे दे, So this way the musical proximity and the musical journey was going on. And then our practice sessions when started in Vrindavan for the convocation program, Swami got that new keyboard for us. And then he got one more keyboard costing 90,000 of 2 layers. 2 layers keyboard and a single layer keyboard. And Rupak's cousin Neil Bordlai, if you have heard of him, he used to play that keyboard. And I was playing the single layer keyboard. And the practice used to go on. And one day, Thursday it was, Swami came. Swami said, today no practice. And Swami gave each of us 100 rupees. And he said, I have booked a vehicle for you. And you take that vehicle, go to Bangalore city. And just roam around in the city. And if you want to do some shopping, you do some shopping and come back. And Swami suggested 4 hotels, you know, names of 4 hotels. He said, if you want to have lunch, have in one of these 4 hotels only. And we all went to Bangalore, and first time after so many years we were experiencing this city atmosphere. So we got a little carried away. So even after 5 o'clock we were in the city only. And here Swami was getting restless. We were told later, the Swami was getting restless, ki the boys have not come. And till 5:30 he waited, 5:36. He sent another car to search for us. Because there was no mobile and there was no phone connections and all that. And midway we crossed. When we crossed, both the drivers knew, so they stopped. And the other car driver told, ki, no, Swami has sent this car to look for you. So, and then all of us, we came, then Swami was worried, then Swami was relaxed. See, this kind of behavior is a human behavior. Like a mother would be anxious if she does not see her son, how she would be anxious. You know, this kind of anxiousness and that kind of relief you see in Swami. On the other hand, you look at Swami as the Vishwarupa, Avatara, who is capable of performing any type of miracle. That Swami on one hand and this Swami on one hand. These are the two aspects of an avatara. And each aspect has something for you to learn. You know, all this finally boils down that God has a purpose for us. And that purpose, we should learn what God has in store for us. What God has in store for us, we should learn that. And once we learn that, it is to transform ourselves, to purify ourselves. And for that, Swami has laid down so many activities. Right from bhajan, namasmarana, namasankirtana, sevadal, Mahila, Bal Vikas, Narayan Seva, so many activities he has laid down. You know, that reminds me of one instance when Swami had asked one of the student, instantly, you know, he just called him and he said, you speak on Salokya, Samipya, Sadrushya and Sayujya. These are the four basic pillars of Bhagavad Gita. And he was confused. He said, Swami, I don't know anything. He said, no, you speak. You start speaking. And he started speaking. He spoke well. And the actual, the explained meaning of these concepts is that God actually, as per the Bhagavad Gita or the spiritual theory, God exists at three levels. One is the Bhagwan level, wherein you and Bhagwan are two different entities. And there you experience the love of the Bhagwan. So that is called the Samipya stage. That is the nearness to Bhagwan. The other level at which God exists is the Sadrushya level. That is called the Paramatma level. Paramatma is, he is all powerful, infinite power. And you experience a bit of his power at that level. That is called the Sadrushya. And Sayujya is the Parabrahma level where you and God are one. And the beginning is at the Salokya level. Salokya is like, you know, India is ruled by Modi. So when we say, when we accept Modi as our leader, that means that all the rules laid down by Modi are acceptable to us. So he is our boss, we are his employee. That is the Salokya level. And here, if we treat Swami as our boss, so the first step is to follow the rules laid down by Swami. So if we try to analyze for any corporate organization, company, any employee, he knows the rules. And so there is no ambiguity in what rules to follow. Here, if we treat God as the boss, we must know what are the rules of the game. And there, all the principles of Swami, all the disciplinary rules of Swami, all the actions laid down by Swami, all are his rules. So if we start following the rules, we are into the Salokya stage. Once we start following the Salokya stage, we experience, this is experienced by many of the students, many of the devotees, we experience his nearness. And once we experience his nearness, we start becoming fearless. You know, the litmus test that we have faith in God is that we should be fearless in every walk of our life. It is like, you know, a mother takes a child for play on the playground. Child is playing. Mother is outside the playground. During the time the child is playing, child is fearless and it knows, the child knows that the mother is there. Is not looking at the mother. The moment it remembers and there is a question mark, is my mother there? It becomes restless. The moment a question starts, crops up in his mind, is my mother there? It becomes restless. So if we are restless in life, it's a litmus test that your faith has shaken. if you have complete faith and surrender in God, then you will never be restless in life. This is the litmus test. So, that is the Samipya stage. Salokya stage is the mother is another, again the mother is an example. See, mother has selfless love for the child. At times, she is even ready to sacrifice herself, her life also for the child. This selfless love is a part aspect of God's selfless love. So, to this extent, mother is like God. So, in this Samipya, after Samipya, when this Sadrusha stage, you become like God. So, that may be exhibited in the love format or any other form, but you experience the part power of God. That power may be of power of love. And mother is an example. And in the last stage, you and God, you experience the oneness. Now, why I am trying to elaborate and analyze and draw the lessons from this is because till now, we were asked to share our experiences and share the lessons learned from it. I wish to go one step ahead because especially after Swami's physical demise, any new person who is coming into Swami's organization, and especially in today's world, everyone has become so much inquisitive. In our days, we used to take it from our parents ki, okay, Lord Ganpati is there. When the idol is there, we assume that Ganpati is there. Today it is not that. Today when we put, even in Balvika's classes, when we put the idol of Ganpati, the child asks, see, what is this? Where is Ganpati? Is he actually eating what you are showing as Naivedya to him? The child asks, and parents do not have an answer. The problem is that we do not have an answer. We expect the children to believe what we say, but they are not going to believe. And here, it is from this motive and this perspective that I started studying science and spirituality, which was appreciated. Prashanti Nilayam organized a 1-hour session of mine on science and spirituality and science of Swami's teachings. And there I introduced some endorsements from quantum physics. For example, when we light this lamp, what is the significance of lamp? The spiritual theory says that lamp or the light understands your intention. Just imagine, contemplate on the fact that light understands your intention. In Marathi, in Maharashtra, we have a specific prayer that we pray to the light, that you take our prayers to the gods and bring their blessings to us. This is how we pray to the lamp. Now, quantum physics has endorsed this. If you Google John Wheeler's delayed choice experiment, John Wheeler's delayed choice experiment, it is all in technical language. Like if we read a cancer report or an X-ray report, we won't understand technically anything about it. But the doctors will explain it to us. Similarly, this delayed choice experiment, the explanation is all in quantum physics terms, but if you take help of any physics professor, he will make you understand that quantum physics is now understood and endorsed that light understands your intention. See, this is the confluence. Till now, science and intentions or science and emotions were apart. Imagine if you're angry, your mobile doesn't ring on a higher note. Or if you are depressed, your mobile doesn't ring on a lower note. There is no connection between your emotion and science. Or if a terrorist puts a button on, the fan will start rolling. If an innocent child also puts the button on, the fan will start rolling. So there is no differentiation of just because you have a good intention, and only if a good intentioned person puts the button on, the fan will start rolling. There is no connection between intention and science. But now quantum physics has come to a point where it is endorsing the existence of a supernatural power, and not only the existence of a supernatural power, but its response to your good intention. That is most important. So tomorrow we may not be surprised if there is a fan discovered by quantum physics, which only if an innocent child presses only, then it will start rolling. You know, this is quite possible. So the link between good intention and the scientific exhibition of that good intention is on its way. But before it is so evident, we should be in a position to endorse what Swami has been teaching through experiments like this. For example, the experiment on light. Light understands the intention, and so if you pray to the light, those prayers are taken to the subtle world, and the gods and goddesses actually stay in the subtle world, and they receive your prayers and they send their blessings. Again, there are so many detailings involved in it. If we start exploring those details, again we may have to spend another 2 hours. But I'll just end with Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan to link this. See, in spiritual theory, there are three concepts of time. One is the sequential time, one is the simultaneous time, and one is the timeless time. Sequential time is in which we are all living. You know, one instance happens, then next instance happens. And in sequential time, for example, there are three powers inherently, potentially built in the universe. They are called Ichha, Jnana and Kriya. A power of intention, power of knowledge, and power of action. If you want to make an idli, first that desire of making an idli, then after that sequentially the knowledge of making idli, and then the action of making idli happens. In the simultaneous time zone, which is called the Kshanatmak Kal, everything happens at the same moment. Your desire to make idli, your knowledge to make idli, and the process of making an idli. Everything happens in the same moment. This is what happened in the Vishwarupa Darshana. Imagine you are watching a T20. In T20, ideally there are 240 deliveries, 120 deliveries from one team, 120 deliveries from the other team. Imagine you in a hall, you have a console of 240 monitors. And imagine you are watching all the 240 deliveries in each monitor, one delivery at the same time. Imagine you are watching 240 deliveries at the same time. All your attachment to the game as to who is winning, who is losing, all that attachment goes off. Because everything is happening in the same moment. So who loses, who wins, all that automatically goes off. And this is what happened in the Vishwarupa Darshana. When Lord Krishna gave that Vishwarupa Darshana, Arjuna could see all his past, you know, that molestation of Draupadi, then all these Pandavas going to Vanvasa, the current war scene, the next scene that they are winning and they are enthroned, they are ruling the kingdom, then the Kauravas dying and the Pandavas also dying. All he could see in one moment. And then he told Krishna, Krishna, I cannot bear this. Because in this simultaneous time zone, there is no meaning left for pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain, pleasure and sorrow lose their entire meaning. And currently I am not in that state to bear all that. So now, if you again look at quantum physics has the first experiment which was proved in 1982 by Alan Aspect. And Alan Aspect got the Nobel Prize in 2022 for that experiment. 40 years had to pass. But that experiment has established the existence of simultaneous time zone. So now we can proudly say that what Krishna had performed is not merely a story. it is a fact. And day by day, slowly and slowly, all these facts are no more stories, they are actual facts which will be proved. And this way, if we empower ourselves and empower the coming Bal Vikas children by endorsing what Swami has been teaching, I think we can hope for a much better and strong organizational build-up. And this is how I think we should link today's scientific advancements. We should study them for first, then we should inculcate the Bal Vikas children. Even those people who want to enter into our organization who do not know about Swami, leave alone Swami, any other religious organization, they are facing the same problem. Everywhere the new generation and new people who are entering, they are all questioning ki what is spirituality? Why light a lamp? Why bow down before Ganpati? Where is Ganpati? Is he there? All these questions are coming up. And we got to be ready with all the answers. And the answers are possible. That is what I want to say. That endorsement has begun. Answers are possible. We should know them. We should study them first. And then start spreading this endorsement and empower ourselves, empower the whole world with endorsed spiritual values and strengthen ourselves and strengthen the organization and strengthen the world. I think with this, I propose to end my session. So if there is any time, I can continue if there is any questions or anything. Okay? Okay. Okay then. Thank you so much for calling me here all the way. And once again, I offer my most humble salutations at Swami's lotus feet. And thank you again. Sai Ram.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful 1 hour session, sharing your experience with Swami. Some experiences with the heard for the first time is very beautiful. We'll definitely take those lessons back home. As you said, our problems are like that 500 coins, and the 500 will remain with us, but it will not remain as coins, but as notes. It's a very beautiful lesson you shared with us. Definitely we'll carry that home. And generally we know that there are 3 stages of godly action: creation, sustenance, and destruction. But you added 2 more called justice and grace. And you beautifully explained that, with your experience of your father. Definitely we'll remember that. And the most beautiful is that Swami's love for student, like how much more he can do for students to be happy. That guitar experience we'll definitely remember. Thanks a lot, sir, for coming all the way from Bombay to Sundaram and, making this Samarpan session a beautiful one. We'll definitely remember all the lessons you shared with Swami. Thank you, sir. As part of a small token of love we would want to give from Sundaram side, I request Bala Ramachandran, sir, alumni Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning and trustee Sri Sathya Sai Trust Tamil Nadu, to give a small token of love. Before we conclude, I have a small announcement to make. So the next Samarpan will happen on August 17th, 2025. So we will have Dr. U. Suma Rao speaking to us in the next Samarpan. She is currently serving as a professor at the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Anantapur campus. She pursued all her education in Swami's college, and she was awarded as the all-rounder gold medal by Swami personally in 1990. She started teaching from 1998 and has held various positions in the university. She was awarded the Sai Krishna Award on Teaching Excellence in 2018. So we look forward for all of you to come on August 17th of the next month and enjoy the Samarpan session. Thank you. Sai Ram.